Hi, good evening to you. Thanks for clicking on to today's edition of VOGAN'S Views in the USA. It's Tuesday the 29th of May and we've got ex-tropical storm Beryl. That's going to be a big rainmaker for the southeast part of Georgia through North Florida, where we've already seen 5 to 10 inches of rain following the landfall near Jacksonville Beach back on, I believe, Saturday morning. But certainly over the course of the next 12 to 24 hours, the system is going to get picked up by a trough, going to work its way off the Carolina coast, but as it does so, it's going to be producing 3 to 6 inches quite easily, locally higher amounts, as the system pushes off and rides up the Carolina coast and kicks eventually off out into the North Atlantic. Further north, we've got area of high pressure that's pumping 90-degree heat all the way up through the I-95 corridor. So from DC up through Baltimore, Philadelphia, Trenton, Newark, New York City, you folks are all starting to push or at least exceeding 90 degrees this afternoon already. We've already got a 92 at Newark Airport, and we're going to be seeing, combined with very high humidity, real field temperatures, oppressive real fields of around 100 to 102 degrees this afternoon. So very dangerous heat. I suggest you slow down, take it easy out there, and it's going to certainly be feeling very summer-like this afternoon across this region of the country. Looking further west, you've got strong thunderstorms already starting to fire up, anywhere from western Kentucky, central Kentucky up through Ohio, western Pennsylvania. They will eventually fire along and western parts of western New York State, up in towards New England, and eventually in towards the Montreal, Quebec area. But this afternoon, as that heating builds up, and of course that cold front slides slowly eastwards, we need to watch out for some very severe thunderstorms developing, potentially locally heavy thundery rain. We've got lots of lightning, damaging wind, and of course large hail. And yes, even the odd tornado can't be ruled out, although that really is a secondary concern this afternoon. Really is the potential for some very torrential flooding rains. Could dump 1 to 3 inches per hour, for example, anywhere across the Ohio Valley up into the interior northeast, especially the late afternoon hours and into the evening hours, when you've got that maximum heat, you've got the maximum instability, and of course the perfect environment for these thunderstorms to really turn quite severe indeed. We've got much cooler air over the northern plains after the 90s showed up across for a couple of days across parts of Minneapolis, Madison, Wisconsin, down through Chicago. You folks, 97 and then 95 degrees yesterday. That was the warmest Memorial Day on record for the Chicagoland area. But certainly it's going to be much cooler today, much cooler, drier air working its way in, while we're going to be starting to see heat build over the southwest desert region. Let's have a quick look at the ECMWF model, and you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to skip back to the current chart for today, Tuesday the 29th. You can see here the region over the eastern flank of the country, pumping very warm air all the way up into New England, while we've got this area of low pressure. All eyes on that low pressure system. That's going to not only carve out a trough, a very potent trough over the eastern 2/3 of the country, but it's also going to contain an intensifying area of low pressure, which could produce severe thunderstorms anywhere from the northern Ohio Valley into the interior northeast, should I say, by the time we get to Friday. Now, let's have a skip through and you can see what's taking place here. Wednesday, Thursday, you can see the trough, the cooler air working its way down into the northern plains. Much cooler than normal air working into the northern plains. That is, of course, going to collide with the warmth that's riding northwards ahead of that cold front. And that is going to create a very potent environment for and harnessing the severe weather potential. This is for Friday. Notice here the powerful area of low pressure push a very cool air all the way down into the southern plains into and eastwards towards the Tennessee and Ohio Valley. And of course, we're needing to watch out for the heat building to the north as we see that cold front pushing eastwards. Friday and into Saturday, the trough works its way into the eastern flank of the country. Could see much cooler air, perhaps low 70s for places such as Atlanta, Charlotte, North Carolina. And we are going to be seeing very cooler over the Great Lakes region as well. But notice something here. To the west of that trough, we've got building heat once again from Mexico all the way up into the Great Basin region. We're going to be seeing those 100s return to the desert southwest after a pretty cool Memorial Day weekend. Notice that by Sunday you've got the heat continuing to build here. The trough, much cooler conditions over the eastern two-thirds of the country. By Sunday and into Monday, you can start to see the heat spreading across the country once again. So into next week, we're going to be seeing the return of 90s across a large area of the country. By Tuesday, the 5th of June, you can see here, probably we're going to be pushing 90 again back across parts of the Chicago area, across the Ohio Valley. Notice here a trough in the northeast as well. So a northwesterly flow, you folks could be seeing temperatures suppressed perhaps into the 70s at the same time we're seeing 90s across Chicago. Notice the heat over the Great Basin region, and also a trough trying to dig its way back into the Pacific Northwest again. Let's have a quick look at Wednesday. Notice the trough here digging in. So could we be looking at a couple of days, so perhaps even in towards the latter part of next week, could we be looking at another severe weather potential here across the central part of the country? It's a long way out, folks, and a lot of things can change. But certainly hope you're having a great day. Watch out in the eastern seaboard. You've got lots of heat and humidity. That, of course, is going to fuel thunderstorms that are going to work eastwards. Eastwards over the course of this afternoon and into the evening hour. Watch out for some very strong storms anywhere from Kentucky up into western parts of New York and into New England as well. Also watch out from South Georgia up through the eastern Carolinas. You're going to be talking about 3 to 6 inches of rain, locally higher amounts, while at the same time we're going to be seeing the refreshing air push into the northern plains. Keep checking back and I'll keep you up to date. Have a great day, folks. Bye-bye.